How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Tales from the Darkside. This is Season 1, Episode 14, and this one's entitled Anniversary Dinner. This is from February 3rd, 1985, and is directed by John Strysik. This episode stars Alice Ghostley, which, by the way, if you're doing horror, Ghostley, that's too perfect of a last name. Also, Roccuzzo and Fredrica Duke. The teleplay was by James Houghton and based on a short story by DJ Pass. And this is about a young woman. She breaks up with her boyfriend while on a backpacking trip, so she has nowhere to go, and she winds up staying with this nice old couple. The old couple is all alone, their kids are away, and it's their 25th anniversary in a few days, and they're just glad to have someone to celebrate it with. The wife wants to throw a big special anniversary dinner, and they're glad to have company. Now this episode's kind of an odd duck. That whole premise there, nothing in it that's really horror, and there's a few things that are off throughout this episode, but for the most part, like if you didn't know this was part of a horror anthology, you might go, well, wait a minute, this is not horror, nothing's bad's gonna happen, but we know this is Tales from the Darkside, and we're waiting for that other shoe to drop, and boy, when you get to the end of this episode, something big really does happen. Now that being said, I guessed the twist pretty early on, and I'm kind of curious if you guys got it too. Did you get it really early? Did you get it somewhere in the middle? Or did you not get it at all, and then right as it's happening, you're like, wait, what are they doing? Oh, wow. I'm kind of curious if you guys got it really early on. Personally, even though I saw it coming, it's just one of those big, out-of-the-blue, crazy twists that I really love to see. It's pretty nuts. So I really did like it. That being said, if you guys haven't seen this episode and you don't know what the twist is, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I'm worried that something I say, you guys may put together what it is based on something I say. So I'm not going to spoil it, but just for your own safety, if you haven't seen the episode yet, I would recommend you guys go and watch it. It's kind of an odd duck of an episode. It's not super scary. There's no ghost and maniacs with knives the whole time running out and jumping out and scaring you. But it does lead to a pretty interesting reveal towards the end. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'd say go check it out. But it's not just a what's the twist game, you know, because sometimes anthology horror does that. But it's sitting there with this old couple, and it's kind of awkward, but kind of, you know, there's nothing really nefarious on the surface. And there are a few other things here, you know. You can look at how this young girl and her boyfriend, they're young, they had a fight, they broke up. Contrast that with the older couple. They're older, they had a fight, but it's kind of formulaic. It's kind of like they set into the pattern, and they're bickering, but there's not going to be any real trouble because of that. It's just how they live their life, and they've established a stable partnership. Kind of interesting to look at it that way. And then also, just staying at someone's house, that's always kind of a weird thing to go, huh, they do stuff this way, my household does it this other way, and in real life, it's totally innocuous, nothing bad, it's just people living their lives differently. But this is a horror movie, a horror episode rather, and you know they're going to take that real world concept and reinvent it in a horror scene. So it is interesting there. So it's not just a what's the twist game, there's some substance to it here. All that being said, let's go ahead and talk a bit about the plot a little bit in more detail. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers. I do want to analyze the episode. I'll just be avoiding the end bits. Anyway, we open up on that old couple. They're talking, they're bickering, they're going in and they're eating their dinner, and they're sad that their kids aren't around anymore. And then the wife brings up it's going to be their 25th wedding anniversary. 25 years, that's a pretty big one. And she wants to celebrate. She wants to throw a big anniversary dinner, But the kids won't be here for that, so that is kind of sad. And that's when, outside, shortly thereafter, a couple backpackers pass, and they're looking for an old house that I think is abandoned. And they go, well, why do you want to go there? And the guy in this couple kind of snaps, and he's a little mean for no real reason, but they eventually give them directions and send them on their way. Shortly after that, just the girl comes back, and the girl says, we went to the place, the couple that we were supposed to meet wasn't there, so their friends didn't show up, and the boyfriend got really mad, they fought, and they broke up. And you find out a few other things. She actually ran away from home 2 years ago, and has, I guess, been traveling ever since, and she doesn't really have any place to be. You know, she needs a place to stay, and the old couple are happy to give that to her. They want company for their anniversary dinner. They don't want to spend the party alone, and they say, hey, come in, you can be our guest. And it seems to be going okay. Every now and then there's a little bit of a weird thing, and later on, the husband says, hey, you need to see the kids' old playroom. And you're like, well, what's the old playroom gonna be? It's just a kid's old playroom. You open it up, and they've turned it into this really weird place. It's all wood paneling with hunting trophies. And amongst all these hunting trophies, for whatever reason, is a big indoor hot tub. And they're like, I thought you might like this. Hey, go get your swimsuit. Swim in our big indoor hot tub. Nice, but definitely on the weirder side. And so, yeah, that's kind of where, you know, they're polite. They're not doing anything overtly wrong. It's just a little weird, you know, especially who has a big indoor hot tub. That's really strange, you know, but we're going to sit with them for a little bit longer. We're going to watch them be mostly nice, but we know that other shoe is going to drop, and we'll eventually get to that big and crazy twist, you know? So like I said, there is substance there. The way these characters interact with each other, the veiled politeness on top of the awkwardness, and just you as an audience knowing, okay, that's strange. Why do they have a hot tub? And there are other things like, oh, hey, we made our own wine. That's kind of weird, you know? So there are just little moments that don't add up, all building to a big horror twist. And yeah, this is kind of an odd duck of an episode. Like I said, there's not maniacs, madmen, and ghosts running around the whole time in the camera spooking you. It seems nice, it seems normal, but you know this is Darkside. So I did like the twist, I did like where it goes. It's not the scariest episode through and through, but I do like when you get weird and wacky twists like this that come out of the blue, and it's really fun. So I am curious, I like this episode, but I don't know if it'll be for everybody because it isn't spooky in your face the whole time, and I am curious how quickly did you guys get the twist. But overall, I thought it was really fun, I thought it was a really interesting episode, and I would definitely recommend it. It is an odd duck, but I think it's worth looking at, especially for how it ends. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you, you really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Tales from the Darkside playlist, and you can find my reviews for all the past episodes of this show. So the first 13 episodes, I have reviews for those there. I went ahead and I did the Christmas episodes a little early in December, and I have a review for the Joe Hill comic based on his pitch for the CW series that was never picked up. So there's more stuff there if you want to see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.